So in this video, we're going to teach you how you can land rich agency clients without having to deal with all the brokies that come into your funnel. Because most agency owners don't struggle because they're bad at marketing. They struggle because they're chasing these broke clients. The rich clients will pay on time, they won't argue about price, and they actually scale with you. On top of that, they won't message you on a daily basis asking for updates. So here's how we can actually target these rich agency clients. We're going to break into different steps. Number one is the messaging. Number two is the funnel. Number three is the lead nurture. So let's go into the messaging. I have two different style of ads here, and take a moment and just see what the difference between these two styles are. So number one is get free projects from Google. Number two is get 20 plus projects per month from Google. And the biggest thing with messaging is the problems people deal with in business are different at different levels. So for example, one thing is a struggling local business might be dealing with number one, slow lead flow. Number two, their sales suck, so they're not closing. Number three, they don't have any marketing spend to actually give you money to spend on marketing. A thriving local business might face other bottlenecks. Number one, it might be sales team members or door-to-door members churning. Number two is an operational nightmare. They're keeping everything on a CRM, and the CRM is completely broken. It's hard to track leads in different pipelines. Number three, there's actually too many calls that are coming in from Google or from Facebook that they don't have enough time to answer the calls with speed to lead, less than 5 minutes. Number four, they simply are so bogged down with managing their sales team or operations or financing that they don't actually have time to deal with the marketing. So these are going to be different types of clients, and you need to message them in different ways. So one example is get the free projects from Google. Although everybody likes free, what's going to happen is the ones with the free projects, they're going to be a lot less in terms of the revenue that they're actually making, right? The same thing goes if we actually call out the audience and the revenue marks in the main headline. So attention plumbers above 100K a month, attention plumbers above 200K a month. That's going to call out a richer audience whenever you do the messaging. On top of that, one thing here is get enough projects per month for your sales team to be happy, to not churn, right? That's going to call out a rich audience just because that's the problem that they're going to deal with. Instead of just getting free leads or free projects from Google, which most of it is if they're a struggling local business, they're going to deal with slow lead flow. However, a thriving local business is going to more so deal towards like the sales team churning, and because they need a lot more lead flow, right? So it's two different ways, but for the most part, it's just about the messaging that you have in your ad or also the call outs of the revenue marks of your target ICP. If you want me and my team to basically install all of our lead generation systems, all of our funnels, all of our sales, all of our SOPs to actually hire and scale up your AI agency, go ahead and click the link in the description and you can apply for a one-on-one program. If you're accepted, we'll reach out with an invitation. Next, let's talk about the funnel. So this is going to be secret sauce that not a lot of people talk about because for the most part, everybody is running a video sales letter or they're running directly to a calendar page. And one biggest unlock that we've noticed is actually having a video sales letter where you actually talk in video about the service you offer, common pain points, and also objection handle in the pre-call, and also having a direct sales letter, aka DSL, kind of like this. So this is a Google slide where the prospect can basically just click through, and we're going to have the entire VSL in Google Slides. So it's going to be very fast paced. They can just click through it at their own pace without having to watch a 5-minute video to understand everything. And you need a combination of direct sales letters and video sales letters because some people prefer to watch a 3 to 5 minute video. Others prefer to go to a DSL that they could just click through fast to get all the information up front. If you notice a low play rate or watch time on your video, so let's say less than 50%, I would highly recommend using a software like Vimeo or Vidlytics. We use Vidlytics at our software company and also AI agency, but you need to start retargeting the leads with a DSL if they're not consuming all this material. So for example, on Facebook, how you do this is basically all the leads that came in or all the page views that came in without opting into a lead, you're going to retarget with the DSL. The same thing, you could also do it with all the leads that came in but haven't booked a call, we're going to target with DSL. However, what's more efficient is going to be the page views, but not a lead, and we retarget them with DSL because you're going to have a lot more volume, and Facebook's pixel will learn a little bit faster. Because for the most part, if a thriving local business is on the go, they're not going to watch a 10-minute video on you because you're a stranger. However, if they can consume all the material just by clicking through 20 slides pretty fast, right? It'll probably take them less than a minute to click through all 20 slides. They're more likely to be honed in and hire to convert onto a booked sales call. Next, let's talk about lead nurture. So in your lead nurture sequence, a lot of people, they just have basic lead nurture like, hey, this is Tom, saw you're trying to get free leads from Google. And that's not going to convert depending on your audience, because a thriving local business just wants more information about who you are, how you're different, because they've tried thousands of agencies in the past, right? So in the first 4 emails, in the first 4 hours, we have to tell them who we are, what do we do, how do we do it, and then why do we do it. So this is to basically set the frame of what your company actually does in the first 4 hours, because that's when they're going to be the most warm. First 4 hours, we have to tell them exactly what we do and what our offer is. Or else they're just going to drop off. If you wait to send this a day later or 2 days later, the same urgency that they had whenever they opt into your lead or whenever they book that call, they're not going to have anymore. And days 1 to 3 is going to be more towards trust building, case studies, client testimonials, and then biggest industry insight. So this sets you up as an authority in the space, and you need to build trust as much as humanly possible if you want to target these rich local businesses or rich agency clients. And even for both sides of a market, you need to build trust in order to actually have lay down closes whenever you go onto a sales call, whenever your closer goes to a sales call. You need to basically be building all of these trust assets. And the biggest thing with building trust is going to be YouTube videos just like this. There's a reason why everybody's pushing towards long form content, because instead of spending 1 hour on a sales call where you're trying to describe everything that you did, they don't know you, and you're trying to pitch a $20K per month retainer, that's probably not going to happen if they only spend 1 hour with you. However, if your best friend that you've known for years or you've spent thousands of hours with asks you for $20,000, you might give it to them, right? Because you just have that relationship. And how do we really supercharge that relationship without having that 1 hour sales call and without prolonging it to like 10-hour sales call, right? You have to have long form, very long form videos where they're basically watching you, seeing all of the industry insights, seeing all the client testimonials, seeing you being authority in the space, depending on what niche you're doing, whether it's SEO or Facebook ads or AI automations. They need to see you as an authority. And only then will you get lay down closes and they're actually willing to pay. If you notice that whenever somebody hops on the sales call and they have no idea who you are, what you do, and they've never seen a single video, we need to dial in on the pre-call nurture and also after they opt in as a lead so they actually know what you do, and you're going to get a lot more closes and skyrocket your closing rate that way. Next, days 5 to 9 is going to be more towards objection handling. So number 1, the first email will be the biggest objection that you ever face on sales calls. Number 2 is going to be a second biggest objection. And then the last one is the third biggest objection. And just by being on sales calls, you're going to know what the most common objections are whenever you hop on a sales call, right? So number 1, let's say we do an SEO agency. Hey, I've been burned by SEO agencies in the past. How are you different, right? That's probably going to be a biggest objection. The second objection might be, hey, do I use Facebook ads or should I go with SEO? Which one is better, right? And number 3 is, how long does this actually take? How long does SEO take to actually rank me on number 1 on Google or AI search? You need to hit all these pain points so they come onto a call just ready to go. And this email sequence is not necessarily about pre-call nurture. It's going to be every single lead, no matter if they booked in or no matter if they haven't booked in, we're going to send them through this sequence. And because a lot of people, even after their call, they're not going to close on the first call. And we need to be nurturing them throughout the entire process. So that way they'll hit you up. And I've had many times where this happens. A prospect would hit me up because they're in these lead nurture sequences. Next, days 10 to 42. So this is a 42-day email sequence. We need more industry insights. We need YouTube videos that are just showing you as an authority in the space, whether it's case studies, testimonials, more authority content on your specific topic, client interviews, and then sales assets and lead magnets. So this lead magnet is basically, you should put this on all of your different social channels. So for example, even if you go into the description, you're going to see my lead magnet with all the free trainings, right? That's going to nurture you and you might potentially work with us one day. And biggest thing with that is they might not opt in or they might not buy after the first lead magnet and they might not buy after the second email sequence, but they're going to be put through a long-term nurture. And that's why we do these lead magnets. And that's why I do these YouTube videos. So you could see me, you could trust me, and then you could buy from me one day, right? The same thing goes for your clients. If you don't have any trust with all the leads that you have, chances are, even if you do hop on a call, you're going to battle every objection known to mankind. And we need to know how to battle those objections because sometimes it involves identity shift. However, if you have really good marketing, sales are just going to get lay down closes. And that's how you really, really win in this space. That pretty much covers everything that you need to do in order to attract these rich agency clients. So if you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.